Good morning everyone, so we're looking at another Hugo Boss watch review. I've done a couple of these Hero variants before. I'm going to have a look at a different colour one today. So let's look at the box. It's a sort of a black theme box with a simple Boss outside cover that simply starts off like that. A nice sort of double folding lid Hugo Boss box with you can obviously see the seam lines down here. It's got a decent weight to it. Overall it's nicely presented, nice and smooth. Inside obviously it's then indented in a nice depth with a nice cushion in the base of the actual watch box. The cushion is a bit of a unique style cushion in terms of the fact that it's a sort of a it's not so much a traditional cushion that you might get. Is like a folded sock essentially. Nice little bit of a sort of I suppose it's bronze, black and sort of white detailing inside as well. So here we go guys, this is the Hugo Boss Hero 43mm. So it retails at £340, probably weighs around about 200, just or so, about 200 grams. Uses a quartz movement as well. So let's move on to the dial here. So the dial is it's like a sunray blue style dial. As you can see, quite a dark navy blue with a sunray, and again a darker sort of sunray blue dials for the sub dials as well. So you've got a 24-hour readout and a chronograph here, fully luminous hands and fully luminous increments with a nice jet black tachymeter that's fixed in place on top of the actual face of the watch. Overall it's got a really nice sort of mix of colours. It's full iron plated stainless steel going all the way around the casing as well. Full iron plated stainless steel casing on the actual chronograph buttons and the crown. You get full sapphire crystal going over the top of the actual glass. And I believe I think it's 50mm or 30mm, so we're going to double check that. So let's have a look at the chronograph, how it operates. Let's try it with the watch working. Actually, let's have a look at the crown first. We'll have a look at the crown, then we'll push the crown in, and then we'll get the chronograph working from that. It's got a decent amount of feedback to the hands. It doesn't feel flimsy at all. We're at second position at the moment. A nice firm click down with a second hand that actually operates as a second hand with this watch rather than being a chronograph function. Third position. The positions are well defined. You've got a nice smooth animation between the two date dials there. Well, not the two, but I mean when you turn a date dial you get a decent animation and a decent click down. Doesn't sound cheap, doesn't feel cheap either. You've also got a slightly indented edge to the actual face of the watch that gives it the extra depth that it needs, similar to the box. And you've got full sort of stainless steel detailing on along the logo and the hands as well. As you can see there, might be able to see that. So there you go. Those buttons on the side, they don't actually screw out they look like Daytona sort of buttons, but they're not. You just push them in to work to operate those. And it's a nice one back function, and you can calculate up to 30 minutes, I believe, on that. And obviously you've got that 24-hour readout on the side here. Obviously tells you what the time is in 24-hour readout, essentially. A little closer look at the casing. Again, all full consistent iron plated casing going around the outside. You've got oyster petrol style strap in terms of how it looks. Again, iron plated. The diameter of the strap is, let's tell you, couldn't find that information on the spec, but we can have a little look. We've got a 22mm strap. It could be less than that, but that's my estimate from the ruler. Full sort of iron plating. They've kept the sort of two-tone effect consistent on terms of the strap. When I say two-tone effect, most oyster straps, they've got a brush finish on the outside and a polish finish on the inside, and that's consistent with this iron plating as well, and that shows up quite nicely in terms of the matte colour on the side there. So coming down to the buckle, It is a double fold over buckle with a hidden clasp, as you can see here. It just sort of merges. It almost looks like one bracelet. You've got a double push button deployment system, revealing a stainless steel iron plated matte cheaper style double fold over system. I'm not a big fan of this sort of mechanism really. Just don't like how it looks, but it clicks down with an average sort of style click. Doesn't feel firm, doesn't feel flimsy. Strap is adjustable by little tiny pins, so you need a little hammer and some sort of pin to push that through. Let's have a look at the back plate. So the back plate is a full mirror finish back plate on the back there. There's no sort of quick release for the strap or anything like that, but we can check the warp resistance on that because I said I would check, and it's 5 bar, so it's not 30 bars, 5 bar. So yeah, guys, that's the actual back of the watch. Let's have a look at the front of it again. I'll turn that light off so you can have a look without the light. Can't really get the effect of the light on it very well. So there we go, guys. That is the Hugo Boss Hero 43mm.